The greatest betrayal of an abundant life is realizing that your wealth stops the exact moment you do. You've shifted your quantum vibe. You've internalized the sage's blueprint for wealth. You've built the money, the freedom, the aligned life. But there is one dimension most people never confront. What happens to the vibration of your abundance when you are no longer here to hold it? What is your legacy? Your true energetic fingerprint on this world? Money is a frequency, yes, but a legacy is the echo of that frequency, stretching far beyond your lifetime and vibrating through generations. Most people misunderstand this. They think legacy is a will, a list of assets, a collection of achievements written on paper, but that's just memory, static, fragile, dependent on people remembering. True legacy is different. It's dynamic. It's alive. It's a vibration that continues expanding even when your physical presence has dissolved. And that is what this video is about. A single, profound vibe trick that ensures everything you've built continues compounding in energetic momentum long after your final breath. Think about this. People who win the lottery or inherit massive fortunes almost always lose everything. Not because they responsibly, but because they never shifted their internal frequency. They mastered the input of money, but not the output of legacy. You cannot sustain abundance if your vibration is locked on acquisition rather than continuation. The universe itself operates on cycles: expansion, release, return, expansion again. If you master only the expansion part, you cut off the very loop that feeds abundance back into your life and into the lives of those who come after you. Let's take the story of Andrew Carnegie, a man who forged one of the greatest steel empires in history. At first, he believed wealth meant accumulation. But he reached a point, a true quantum vibe shift moment, where he realized that hoarding wealth is a low-frequency trap. Money kept is money frozen. Wealth held too tightly stops vibrating. So he made a radical choice: give almost all of it away. But here, ask the nuanced people. It wasn't the giving itself that created a legacy. It was the energy behind it. He gave from expansion, not fear. He gave with intention, not obligation. He invested in institutions that empowered others to grow libraries, education centers, foundations. What he received in return wasn't just gratitude or prestige. His name became synonymous with legacy itself. His energy became a permanent high-frequency signal, a lighthouse that continues attracting opportunities, abundance, partnerships, and favor into his lineage to this day. The frequency of his giving outlived the fortune he gave away. That is the vibe trick in action. It's not about the amount, it's about anchoring your wealth to a vibration that expands without your physical presence. Most people give with the wrong energy. They give from scarcity, guilt, or social expectation. They fear that letting go will diminish their abundance. But that fear is the exact moment the quantum flow collapses. It interrupts the vibrational current you've worked so intentionally to create. Your wealth becomes a closed loop instead of a generative one. To build a true legacy, you must recalibrate your internal operating system into an expansion vibe, where giving is not loss, but amplification. Here, ask the truth you may not have realized. Your legacy didn't begin at the end of your life. It began the moment you shifted your money mindset. Every aligned decision you have made since embracing the aligned abundance method has already been shaping the energetic field around you. You've been building the foundation unconsciously. But now, the next phase requires conscious control, deliberate intention, a choice to turn your current abundance into a self-perpetuating force. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you a simple vibration exercise, less than 5 minutes a day, that locks in the frequency of eternal expansion. This is the technique ancient sages, mystics, and wealth guardians used to ensure their impact lasted for centuries, sometimes millennia. But before we do that, you need to understand the single biggest mistake people over 50 make when thinking about legacy. They believe legacy is about memories. It isn't. Your legacy is not a scrapbook. It's not your past. It is a living, breathing, energetic field you are building right now. Every choice, Every intention, every aligned action is feeding that field. Your legacy is a magnetic blueprint that continues drawing resources, opportunities, and the right people first to you, and then through you into the world. And when you activate this one vibe trick, your impact doesn't just survive you. It multiplies. The shift from wealth to legacy demands a different energetic lens, because legacy is not built from what you have, but from what you activate. Most people over 50 have been conditioned to measure their impact by physical evidence, awards, savings, titles, or memories. But these markers collapse the moment your physical presence ends. Legacy is the only thing that continues vibrating when you no longer can. And this is where the quantum mistake occurs. People assume legacy is built later, at the end of life, when in reality, the strongest legacy frequencies are created in moments of now, not someday. This is why the fourth step of your quantum journey is more important than any financial strategy you've ever studied, because without legacy vibration, every dollar you've earned eventually dissolves back into the world without leaving an energetic trace. Your legacy vibe begins the moment your energy shifts from "how do I secure myself?" to "how do I expand beyond myself?" That shift, by itself, raises your frequency more than any visualization, affirmation, or money routine. Because when you operate from expansion, not survival, you enter the same energetic field used by ancient sages, builders of empires, and every long-lasting lineage of abundance. But let us address the silent antagonist that blocks almost everyone, especially people in the 50-plus generation, from activating this legacy vibe. The illusion of readiness. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect financial cushion, the perfect clarity. But perfection is a scarcity disguise. It is fear dressed up as preparation. Every year you wait, your legacy frequency weakens, because legacy is powered by momentum, not by meticulous planning. You don't need a flawless plan. You need a living vibration. Let me give you a modern example that illustrates this perfectly. There's a woman named Eleanor who spent her entire life saving, investing, and preparing. She told herself she would start her legacy work after retirement. But retirement came, and she still felt unprepared. She waited for more clarity, then for the right timing, and eventually for the right moment of inspiration. She died with the money intact, but her energetic blueprint never activated. Her wealth ended with her body. There is no echo, no continuation, no vibrational imprint. This is what happens when we confuse stability with legacy. Stability protects your present. Legacy protects your energy for generations. Now, here is the breakthrough. Legacy vibration is activated not by big gestures, but by one specific energetic action: consistency and directional giving. Giving doesn't mean donations. It means directing your energy into someone or something that lives beyond you. Teaching one idea, supporting one path, creating one resource, mentoring one person. The scale does not matter. The frequency does. And here's the secret that the ancient masters understood. Your legacy multiplies fastest when the giving is slightly imperfect, slightly early, slightly messy. Because that means the action is vibrational, not strategic. Flow-based, not ego-based. When you take action before you feel fully ready, you signal to the universe, "I trust expansion more than control." That is the highest frequency of abundance. Now, let us talk about the echo trigger, one of the most extraordinary signs that your legacy vibe is active. It's subtle, but unmistakable. When you perform a legacy action, helping, teaching, supporting, elevating, something unexpected happens. A resource you did not even know you needed arrives effortlessly through a completely different channel. You mentor someone, and days later, a solution to a personal problem appears. You support a project, and shortly afterward, an opportunity finds you without effort. This is not coincidence. It is the echo protocol in motion. The universe begins responding to your outward flow by sending inward flow from angles you never anticipated. This is the moment you feel the quantum click. The moment you realize, I am no longer just receiving abundance, I am generating it. But here's where things get intense. The moment your legacy frequency rises, you will trigger resistance not from enemies, but from people close to you. Partners, siblings, friends. They might question your new priorities. They may accuse you of being unrealistic or too generous. Your rising light exposes their stagnant shadows. This is where the next chapter of your journey begins. Because to sustain your legacy vibe, you must activate a quantum shield-in energetic defense system used by ancient expansion masters. It protects not your money, but your frequency. And in the next video, I will reveal the exact words, the exact pattern, and the exact vibration that creates this shield instantly. But for now, remember this. Legacy isn't built by the perfect plan. It's built by the imperfect action that refuses to wait for permission. You now understand the Echo Protocol, the vibe trick that transforms wealth from something you possess into something you project through time. But before your legacy can become something, there is one final enemy you must conquer, an enemy that silently destroys the impact of people over 50 more than any financial setback ever could. And that enemy is the Paralisian pursuit of perfection. Most people don't realize this. They believe legacy requires a perfect plan, perfect timing, perfect structure, perfect conditions. But perfection is a low-frequency trap because it immobilizes the very energy needed to activate expansion. Perfection is the vibration of delay, disguised as discipline. And delay is the fastest way to suffocate your legacy before it even begins. This is why so many brilliant individuals, people with wisdom, experience, influence, and resources never build a legacy worthy of what they could have created. They wait. They analyze. They hesitate. They doubt. Meanwhile, their quantum vibe collapses under the weight of inaction. Legacy requires movement, not mastery. It requires momentum, not flawlessness. And the universe rewards those who act from expansion, not fear. The vibrational truth is this. The fastest way to raise your legacy vibe is to take immediate, imperfect action. Every monumental structure on Earth, from towering skyscrapers to revolutionary innovations, began with an awkward, chaotic, uncertain first step. What mattered was not the elegance of the beginning, but the frequency behind it. The initial vibration creates the energetic signature that determines everything that follows. You must stop waiting for the cosmic green light. The universe is not withholding approval. The universe is waiting for your signal. And the only signal that activates the legacy field is decisive, aligned movement. Imagine planting a seed. The soil isn't perfect. The weather isn't predictable. The conditions aren't ideal. But planting it anyway initiates the vibration of growth. That first imperfect action opens the door for every resource you need to arrive at precisely the right moment. Your legacy works the same way. It begins the moment you shift from thinking to transmitting, when your vibe becomes action. And now we reach the key moment of this chapter. The subtle sign the universe sends you when your legacy vibe has officially activated. This is not a sudden deposit of money or an unexpected check in the mail. That's the old paradigm of manifestation. The legacy paradigm is far more advanced. The universe confirms your activation through a specific kind of synchronicity, a ripple effect so unexpected, so precisely aligned that it reveals the Echo Protocol has entered full motion. This synchronicity shows up when a need you didn't even know you had is met by a resource you created for someone else. Let me repeat that, because it is the highest form of energetic confirmation. A flow out triggers a flow in that you could never have predicted. You help someone with guidance, and days later they provide the exact connection you were missing. You donate a small amount joyfully, and suddenly the perfect opportunity opens without effort. You share knowledge with no expectation, and the solution to a complex problem appears through the person you empowered. This is the universe saying, you are now a generator of expansion, not just a receiver. It means your vibe has evolved from personal abundance to collective abundance. You are no longer just in the flow of wealth, you are shaping it. This is the moment true freedom begins. The moment you feel, deeply and undeniably, that you are a living channel for perpetual expansion. But with this new frequency comes a challenge most people aren't prepared for. When your legacy vibe intensifies, your energy becomes brighter, stronger, more magnetic, and that light naturally exposes the shadows around you. People close to you, partners, siblings, friends, may begin to criticize, question, or resist your new direction, not because they are against your success, but because your expansion disrupts their comfort. This is where the final stage of your journey begins, because a legacy isn't just built, it must be protected. In the next chapter, you will discover a method used by ancient energetic masters to defend their expansion from doubt, fear, and external interference. It is an invisible but powerful shield, a quantum shielding pattern designed to keep your vibe intact, even when others try to pull you back into old frequencies. And when you hear what this shield is, you'll understand why almost no one knows it, yet why every master has used it. Before you go, pause for a moment. Have you truly committed to the quantum vibe shift? This channel is your map to infinite abundance. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to Quantum Sage now, and hit the bell. Join the community of masters. Let's build that future together.